Hello again, happy hump day or happy Wednesday morning as it is here on the west coast. Clinton on YouTube. I am back again with Destiny Crucible gameplay. I'm here on Shores of Time using my Hunter, and most importantly I'm back to using hand cannons. I have my Hawkmoon equipped, and this video just wanted to go over my semi-competent gameplay. I played not too terrible, but I didn't play superbly either. But I just really wanted to talk more about the hand cannons in PvP. I mean, right now I'm using one of the better hand cannons in the game, the Hawkmoon, exclusive for PlayStation platform users. And well, how should I start? I never used to like hand cannons. I thought they were pretty good in PvE. But for PvP, I never, I basically wrote them off in the beginning. And the reason for that was of course, slow rate of fire, the really small clip sizes, and it just felt the meta in PvP was dominated by auto rifles, and sure enough they were, right? And I think they still are to an extent. But after I picked up some decent rare hand cannons, particularly there's a series of guns called the Regulator, and there's a painted Big Chief as well. Those ones had slightly larger clip sizes. We're talking about like maybe 8 or 9 rounds per clip, and once you get into that range, or once I got into those range once I got to that clip size, I felt like I could at least have a chance where I could miss a couple shots here and there, at least score 1 or 2 kills before having to reload. The reload time, of course, on hand cannons seems to be quite a bit slower than most other primaries, and you know, for those reasons initially I just didn't feel good about using them in PvP, at least. But let's kind of look at the gameplay here. I'm actually doing okay in this round, sticking close to my team and using my radar well to actually predict where guys are coming in from, which entry points they're going to enter in. I've already scored quite a few kills, you know, staying close to my team and just focus firing on enemies. I finally get killed here, but it was like a good 2 minutes into the round before I died, which is highly unusual for me. My sort of good teamwork skills start going down the drain as the match progresses. And here I've activated my golden guns and there's no one around to use it on. So finally here we find one lone enemy and I'm desperately firing away. That sort of panic sets in, right, when you activate your super and then you're desperate to not let it go to waste, and that's the situation I was in. You also notice that I'm aiming kind of low, where my crosshairs are situated. I'm often still kind of like aiming a bit too low when I'm moving around. Even when I'm starting to aim down sights, I'm pointed more at the horizon line. And when if someone were to pop into view, I'd actually be shooting them in the waist or their thighs rather than in the upper chest or head, which is where I really want to be placing my shots. And kind of having that composure and patience to line up your shots is really essential for using the hand cannons. And I'm still learning, but I've definitely had other players kind of beat me down and show me the proper technique for using the hand cannon. You just got to have the steely nerves, have the patience to take that half second to line up that headshot, because you know, with a headshot you're looking at 2 headshots to down a guy and an average of like 4 shots, right? If you're mainly hitting the torso, you're looking at like spending 4 shots to down a guy, which with a slow rate of fire and with guys trying to like duck and jab around, that can be actually quite difficult compared to using an auto rifle. But you know, I'm just speaking from my experience here. So I would say, yeah, you don't necessarily want to use those white and green hand cannons for PvP. The clip sizes are usually like 5 rounds, 6 rounds. That's like way too low, and the reload time's excruciating. Once I got into like the 8 or 9 rounds per clip, I started to feel more comfortable. And then when I really started to fall in love with the hand cannons was when I picked up the W, which is a legendary hand cannon. That one had 12 rounds in it, and it had really good range and it had a good rate of fire. Hawkmoon here, you know, when you kind of look at what it does, it's actually not anything too special. It doesn't really have any special qualities to it. Like, you know, if you compare it to the last word's got the fast rate of fire, it's got the style. You know, you have that kind of like cowboy 6-shooter sort of style with the last word. And here, sorry if I just want to go back to the gameplay, I kind of knew where the guy was going to show up, but I also wasn't sure, and I think it comes down to map knowledge. I kind of forgot there was like an opening there, and if I were just line up my shot in advance, I had my golden gun, it only would have taken one shot to down the guy, but I hesitated just for 1 second, was not looking in the right direction, and the guy got me with the RPG. So where's my stream-a-thon? Talking about hand cannons, talking about yes, the last word, right? You have the last word, which is something I still have to add to my collection. You have Thorn, which has the damage over time, the poison effect. The Hawkmoon, it has its what you might call the signature Destiny RNG highly randomized theme to it, where, you know, once you get it upgraded to a certain point, you can have 3 of the 13 rounds in the gun do bonus damage. So what this means is if you empty out your clip, 23% of the shots fired will have bonus damage to it. So that's pretty cool, and that kind of actually encourages you to not compulsively reload the gun, you know, every time you fire off a few shots, right? You might fire off 4 or 5 shots to down an enemy, and you want to basically just stand put and try and use more of the clip before reloading, because chances are there is maybe 1 or 2 bonus damage rounds still in the clip and ready to go. So you really want to take advantage of that bonus damage. So, but all in all, that sort of special feature of the gun is not a game, you know, it's not a deal breaker. It's not what really attracted me to the gun. I mean, the 13 rounds in the clip and the incredible range on the Hawkmoon is what really drew me to it, and the fact that, of course, it's got that status as an exotic weapon. And here, you know, that sort of gunfight I should have won. I definitely have the range advantage, but it's one of those weird sort of cases of lag prediction or something, where it didn't really seem like the guy was firing at me from behind cover, but then he was pre-firing and I still got hit with his shots, and I thought I was safe, but I just got killed. So that's life in Destiny. Well, what else can I really say about hand cannons? They're great. There's definitely a coolness factor with using them. I find that they kind of fit the style of the hunter in terms of just like the appearances and sort of like the, you know, I kind of associate auto rifles with the Titans. They're kind of got that Space Marine look. The Warlocks, or, you know, I'm sure the Warlocks play well with any weapon. I haven't used a lot of Warlocks myself. And Hunters I kind of associate with, you know, range combat, so sniper rifles, and ooh, yeah, that was bad. You know, if you saw what just happened in the last 5 seconds there, I was with a teammate and he started shooting at someone, so I should have just jumped in, ganged up on whoever he was shooting at. Instead, I tried to be clever and loop around that rock, and then there's someone already following me, and as a prime target for a shoulder charge. But anyway, we lost, but I actually did okay. I think I had like you'll see in a second, a 1.5 KDR. I can't complain too much when I get a positive KD. And yeah, that was my confession of love for the hand cannons. I hope you join me next time for some more gameplay. Thanks for watching.